Hey everybody, Steve here in Palm Springs on a beautiful fall day. It's about 70 degrees out, blue skies, perfect day for a walk. So I drove down here to South Palm Springs to take my walk this morning, and the reason that I'm walking here instead of my own neighborhood is because I received a comment, actually a question, from Frida Art asking me, have you done a walk to where William Demarest of My Three Sons lived and died on December 28th, 1983 in Palm Springs? I was actually surprised because I didn't remember him living here. So I did a little Google search and discovered that not only did he live here for many, many years, and he had a home here right on the golf course, but he even has a star on the Palm Springs Walk of the Stars. And I've walked by it many times, probably filmed it and just didn't even remember. So thank you, Frida, for giving me the heads up and letting me know that William Demarest, Uncle Charlie on My Three Sons, lived here in this neighborhood. So I checked out my handy guide, my handy Palm Springs Celebrity Guide. I think I've shown you this book before. It's written by Eric Meeks. And the title is The Best Guide Ever to Palm Springs Celebrity Homes. And it is really a cool guidebook to celebrity homes. I'm looking here on the cover, I'd never noticed before. It says Ozzy Osbourne lived here. I didn't know that either. So it has over 600 celebrity addresses. So I use this whenever I'm taking a walk in a new neighborhood or a neighborhood where I haven't walked before. Or in cases like this, where one of you has asked me to visit the home of someone famous who lived here in Palm Springs that I didn't know that they lived here, or I didn't know where their house was. So Eric Meeks' book says that William Demarest lived here with his wife, Lucille Thayer, here until his death in 1983. He lived here for a long time. Apparently he loved the desert. And she lived here until 1997, so she lived here long after he died. Demarest died here in Palm Springs at the age of 91, apparently from a heart attack, but he had also suffered with emphysema for a number of years prior. So for those of you who don't remember, he played Uncle Charlie on My Three Sons, the popular TV sitcom, and he played Uncle Charlie from 1965 until 1972. His home is located here on Yosemite Drive. I think I'm just going to walk down his street and then around the block, just make one circle here. So it probably won't be a very long video. But if there's anything interesting along the way, I'll show you, in addition to his home. So let's go see what we can see. This neighborhood is surrounded by a golf course, but it's not a gated community. There's a country club and a restaurant just down at the end of this, where those trees are there. And apparently he used to love to hang out and have lunch with all his friends there every day. This is a beautiful day. Look at this. So this is facing north here, and this is west. His street is back this way. This is his street here. His house is on that side of the street. The back of it faces east, and the front faces west. This street here is Sequoia Place, but his street is Yosemite. It dead ends. I mean, it's a cul-de-sac down here, so let me walk this way to the end of the cul-de-sac, then I'll walk back this direction, and then I'll just walk around the block. We'll just see what we see here. This is the last weekend of November 2025. I'm not sure when I'll post this. He died on December 28th, so I might wait, and I never know when I film lots of videos, and then I just never know exactly when I'm going to film them. Isn't that cool? This is mostly a mid-century modern neighborhood built back in the 60s. In fact, I think his home was built in 1966. And his home, the reason I mentioned the date is because his home just sold 9 days ago, according to one of the real estate websites. Look at that beautiful yellow door. Isn't that nice? His home just sold for $3.4 million a little over a week ago. And these are pretty large homes. I mean, for California, these are over 2,000 square feet. I can't remember now if his was 2,400 square feet. I think it was 3 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, if I remember right. You could check online. It actually does say on the listing, it says that his home was owned by William Demarest. Sorry I'm going back and forth, but each one of these is so nice. They all have such beautiful doors and these clean lines, this clean mid-century modern look. There weren't a lot of garages back then, as I've mentioned in the past, so any with garages, probably the garage doors have probably been added. They usually just had carports back in the day. Let's see this one here at the end. We'll walk over and see what's going on. It looks like they're completely remodeling that one. And this one here, either was built later or it was completely remodeled, because it doesn't look mid-century modern at all. That roof, I'm not sure what style that would be. All right, let's see what this is. Yeah, it looks like they're completely changing it. All right, it'll be interesting to see what that looks like when it's completed. All right, so this is the end of the cul-de-sac. I know a lot of you love to see the mountains, the mountain views on my walks. That's very unique. I haven't seen that particular design before. Some of these designs you see in a lot of the different homes. This one's got artificial turf. It's becoming more popular here, but back in the 60s it was mostly gravel, desert landscaping like these here. Here's this home from across the street. I really like this yellow door. Double doors were very popular back in the 60s. Here in Palm Springs anyway. I don't know how popular they were in other places, but very popular here in Palm Springs. Now this one up here, I don't know, it looks like they're doing some, is it landscaping? Yeah, it looks like they're doing something. So I'm back to Sequoia. Now I'll continue down the other direction. I'm heading north on Yosemite. Yeah, it looks like they're just redoing the front yard. And it wouldn't be a walk in Palm Springs without a leaf blower. At least one leaf blower. A lot of the homes back here, back in the 60s, had stone facades like this. Another interesting block motif. I don't think I've seen that particular style before. Another double door. Very dramatic. Really nice desert landscaping. Personally, I prefer this to grass any day. Now the one across the street also has that stone on the front, which is really nice. You can imagine the views from their backyard pool overlooking those mountains. So William Demarest's house is this one here. And his backyard faces the golf course. It's really pretty, isn't it? Very sleek. I'm guessing they probably added this block wall over the years. I doubt if that's original. Same thing with the garage door. It was probably just a carport back in the day. There's another angle. Let me go across the street actually. Get a different angle here. You see, it's a pretty large home. Hopefully the new owners will add a plaque at some point. That would be nice. Now I see a bunch of dust up in the air. I think there's someone doing construction. I don't really want to breathe all that dust in, but let's just see what if I can get by without breathing in all the dust. Look at that walkway, how cool that is. I know, I guess it's somebody using a leaf blower to clean off their car. I'm going to put a handkerchief over my mouth and nose so I don't have to breathe this in. So I'm not going to say anything for a while. That's a really cool sculpture, isn't it? Now to me, this looks like a family. Those look like people. There's maybe even a dog in there. What do you think? What does it look like to you? This reminds me a lot of the Dinah Shore home up in more of the northern end of Palm Springs. I wonder if it was the same architect. Turquoise and orange were two of the most popular colors back in the 1960s here in Palm Springs. Real mid-century modern colors. Isn't that pretty? Very dramatic front entrance. This one actually looks newer. I wonder if they remodeled or if they just, maybe it was an empty lot that they just built a new home on. Some more interesting bricks. Circular, well, it looks like bricks. These are called breeze blocks because they let the breeze through. I always forget the name of this style. This one definitely looks like it needs a little TLC. This was a pretty popular style down here in the 60s too. Is it called Regency? I think it was Regency, or Hollywood Regency. So the name of this neighborhood is Indian Canyons neighborhood. This is Yosemite and the corner of Camino Real, and right here at the end of the block there, that's Laverne, and if you make a right and you go down just a couple of blocks, you're at South Palm Canyon Drive. So in case you're wondering where this is located, that has an interesting sculpture, a little water feature in the front too. It's kind of nice. Alright, so I'm just going to walk around the block. So I'm going to go up Camino Real, back to Sequoia, and then back to my car. So this will just be kind of a short walk, I think, today. This is more of a major thoroughfare here. Now that's a single door, but still pretty large and dramatic. And almost all of these, maybe all of these homes back up to the golf course. It's a really large golf course that meanders throughout this entire neighborhood. So there's part of it there. This is the golf course. I mean the golf car pathway here. So it's called the Indian Canyons Golf Resort. I think it used to be, was it Indian Canyons Country Club? I can't remember the name of the country club now. But yeah, this is where the where the golf carts go from one side of the golf carts to the other. In fact, there's one now. And there's another one. Morning. It's a Saturday morning, so everyone's out golfing, but you know, here in Palm Springs, it doesn't need to be a weekend for people to be out golfing or doing things. So yeah, I guess today, Saturday, is a trash day. That's weird. That's why I'm blocking the trash guy here. I mean, that always happens when I'm out filming. I'm always like in the way of everybody. Wherever I am is where everybody seems to want to be. Another double door. Here's another turquoise door. This actually looks like a door to the, not to the house, but actually to the yard. More of a gate. They've got their pool in the front yard, which is very popular here in Palm Springs. as is the hedges around many of these homes here in Palm Springs for privacy. Gosh, such a beautiful day. Am I back? Okay, so this is Alhambra. I wonder, this must be a cul-de-sac. Let me walk down here because I don't think this went all the way through. Yeah, it's such a beautiful day. I want to keep walking. I'm not ready to end my walk, so I have a feeling this is a cul-de-sac. I guess we'll find out. Got some powder blue doors here. Those are pretty. Oh, and here are some orange double doors. Those are nice. And some black double doors with the original doorknobs and door hardware. Those are really pretty. Here's a really pretty lime green door. Look at that. This is a really nice pink double door. And then I noticed this one here is another turquoise, and if you look through you can see the golf course all the way through. So they've got sliding glass doors on the back side, and you can look all the way through to the golf course. Isn't that cool? So Alhambra was not a dead end, unless it dead ends down here. I'm going to walk all the way to the end and see, but it crosses with Sequoia, so I guess I'm parked right down here on Sequoia. I just didn't come down this far. I thought this was El Camino, but it's actually Alhambra. Let me walk down. I'm still in the mood to walk. It's such a beautiful day. Let me continue walking down and get a few more steps in here and see what's down here on Alhambra and see if we see any other celebrity homes. Maybe a celebrity home that has a plaque out front or something. Oh, look at this desert landscaping. This is really, I love these boulders. I think I've mentioned, well, I know I've mentioned before, I love boulders, homes that are built in and around boulders. These were moved here, I'm sure. This was not a boulder area, this is more of a golf course, but wow, isn't that really cool? Yeah, that's really beautiful desert landscaping. This is definitely my style here, these boulders. And the golf course is not only on the other side of these homes, but also on the back side of these homes too. Oh, that's another interesting design there in front. And a blue door. And a garage that was probably once a carport. In fact, all of these have garage doors. I don't think I've seen a single carport, so it's possible that they were built with garage doors, but I really doubt it. There's sort of a brick color double door. Look at those palm trees. I love it when they do this architectural look with these cactus. It's very popular down here. Oh, well, maybe it's not a cul-de-sac. Maybe it just curves around here to the right. That looks like that might have been more of a Regency style, but also looks kind of Spanish. Okay, so that one's definitely a hybrid over there in the corner. They've got some Christmas decorations here. This looks kind of like that Hollywood Regency style, sort of. Or maybe even more of the Roman kind of architecture. There is a historic... Oh, that's really pretty, isn't it? Look at the kangaroos. Kangaroo with a Santa hat on. That's cute. Yeah, so Christmas decorations, ornaments on the olive tree. They got their bicycles here. Maybe they're just renting, or someone invited them in. Hard to say. Yeah, that has sort of that Hollywood Regency kind of roof to it. Right, there's a golf course again. Wow. Pretty view, huh? And on this side as well. Alright, so Alhambra Drive actually just curves around here and runs into Camino Real. I guess I'll just continue down Camino Real and circle back to my car. That's a cool modern wreath. This double door is kind of a pastel green. That's kind of nice. Alright, so somehow I'm back on Alhambra Drive, Camino Real and Alhambra Drive. I guess it just kind of winds around. I guess it's just sort of a semicircle and joins Camino Real there. Oh yeah, this looks familiar. Alright, so I'm going to walk back to the car now, and then we'll head over to downtown to check out William Demarest's star on the Palm Springs Walk of the Stars. When I walked by a minute ago, I didn't notice this. I was talking and looking the other direction, but I just happened to notice they're completely remodeling this, and it looks like they're taking it down to the studs, and you can see, it's a good example of how you can see the golf course right behind on the other side of the house. So this will be nice once they finish it. This is actually kind of interesting. Now, I was reading that William Demarest had his own golf tournament to raise money. It's fundraising for charity. A lot of the celebrities, most of the celebrities I think back then had golf tournaments down here. I know Chuck Connors had one here as well. I think they were all friends, and these are all very, very wealthy people, and they use their golfing to raise money for a good cause, which is always nice. I didn't even know he was a golfer. I just checked my walking app, and so far I've walked 3,911 steps, about 1.6 miles, so not a very long walk, but a very pleasant one, very warm. I mean, even though it's a little over 70, when you're walking in the direct sun, it feels a lot warmer, but still pretty nice. I'm sweaty, but it was still a very enjoyable walk. I can't believe how crowded it is down here in downtown Palm Springs. I was driving around the parking lot here trying to find a spot, and every single spot is taken, and there was a line when I was here, a line of cars looking ahead of me for any spot that might come open. This is Saturday, the last weekend of November. I wonder if people are still here because of Thanksgiving. They came down for Thanksgiving. I mean, it's always crowded, but boy, this is really crowded today. I think that guy thought maybe I was getting ready to leave, so he was like following me. I know he's around here somewhere, or at least he should be around here somewhere. Tab Hunter. Oliver Young. I don't know who Bobby Milano is. Rona Barrett. Who remembers Rona Barrett? Alvin Taylor. Alvin Taylor. I don't know that name, so probably more of a hard rock band or something. I'm sure some of you guys know. Norman Dean Jolly. Don't know who that is. Mimi Van Doren, I do remember her. Don't know Sonny Thompson. Marilyn Monroe, of course. Frankie Lane, yep. Craig Eaton. I don't know who that is either. Adam West. Marlena Dietrich. Now his star is supposed to be right. Gosh, did I pass it? Or do they have the wrong address? It's supposed to be right here. Alright, well, let me walk back the other way. Oh, let me walk up here a little ways. Or I wonder if it's on the other side. When I Googled it, the map showed it on this side, but maybe it's on the other side.
Sure.
Okay, I found it, finally. It's not at all where I thought the website said it was, but I thought it was supposed to be across the street on the other side of the Starbucks, but it's up this way here.
Ice cream and milkshakes. That sounds good.
Come, let's go. So, Buddha.
Are we here for ice cream?
I'm glad I found it. Honored by the Friends of Bill Demarest. I didn't know that people still smoked. I never see anybody smoking in California. That was kind of a surprise to see, especially in front of his star. Searching for his star got me up to 5,000 steps, so that's good. I'm glad I got lost and got a few more steps in the process. Not a real long walk, but got the blood flowing, so that's good. Even if it's just a couple of miles. And I'll get a couple hundred more steps walking back to my car. So as always, thanks for joining me on another walk around Palm Springs, and I'll hope to see you on my next walk.